So they're asking us to find the domain and the range. So we're not given any specific direction or how the domain should look like. So now, think about this question. So it says f of x is equal to the square root of 3 minus x. First of all, what this, anytime you see a square root, right, it means that this expression here can never be less than 0, right? Because if it is less than 0, it will be imaginary and it will be wrong. I mean, what is the square root of negative 1? It doesn't really make sense. That would be imaginary, square roots like that, and all that kind of stuff. We don't want that in dealing with mapping domain and range. So we don't want anything under the square root to be less than 0, right? Because that will be negative. All we can do is express that mathematically. So just take anything under this root, which is 3 plus 3 minus x, should be greater or equal to 0. That's how this, so it can either be 0 or greater than 0. That's how it's going to make sense. That's the only way this expression will not give us a negative. What's under this bracket should be greater or equal to 0. And then all we need to do is just solve this inequality. Very easy. So minus x is greater or equal to 0 minus 3. So that will be minus 3, subtract minus 3 from both sides. So bring this 3 here. And now, crucial part, just divide. Don't always forget, divide both sides by minus 1, divide both sides by minus 1 to get rid of this negative, right? So when you do that, don't forget, inequality, when you divide both sides by minus, the sign here will flip to the opposite, right? So that's the only difference. It's not like solving equality. So that's the only difference. When you divide both sides by negative, it is flipped. So like this, so x becomes less than or equal to 3. X has to be less than or equal to 3. That is your domain. You get what? So let's represent this, because I'm not sure it really makes sense to you yet. Let's represent this in a number line. X is less than or equal to 3. That is the domain. So if we should put this inside a number line, so that will be 3, and x has to be less than or equal to 3. So we're having 3, let's say 2, 1, 0, let's say minus 1, like that to infinity. It doesn't stop. So if you put that inside, this is the domain now. This is how the domain should look like. And then when you plug it inside here, it will give us a certain value for y. Just put this inside. So we have 3 inclusive, comma, negative infinity. Negative infinity, we don't want negative infinity, so we're just going to exclude it. And to exclude, you use this bracket. Exclude negative infinity. Like this, very easy. So this is a domain. Now, all you need to do, plug in all these numbers and you get your range. So to get the range, very easy, just 3 minus, let's start with 3, and 3 minus 3, that is 0, so the square root of 0, so 0 times 0 is still 0. So that means we've gotten that when x is equal to 3, that y is equal to 0. So let's try something else. Let's try 2. So let's try 2. So if you try 2, that will be the square root of 3 minus 2. That will be equal to the square root of 1. And the square root of 1 is 1 times 1, which is 1. So when x is 2, y is equal to 1. So this is the domain, and this is the range from it. Let's try another one. Let's try minus 1, for example, because 3 to infinity to, well, infinity is not inclusive, so let's try minus 2 self. So that will be the square root of 3 minus 2. So you can see that this makes very good sense. So that will be 3 and plus 2, that will be equal to the square root of 5. So square root of 5, you can leave it like this or put it in decimal, whatever. Just to be realistic, this will be 2.24 approximately. So let's just say when x is equal to minus 2, that y is equal to 2.24. So you can see that as this one reduces, as it reduces and gets to negative and keeps it keeps tending to negative infinity, this one is increasing. You get, it's increasing, starting from 0 and above. So that's just it. So the range now, we can just represent it like this. So it will be from 0 to infinity, like this, like this. This is a number line for it. So like this, starts from 0 to positive infinity, and all you need to do is just represent it. So it starts from 0, so 0 is inclusive, so 0 comma, I'm just representing it, 0 comma what, infinity, but positive infinity. But infinity is not inclusive like we talked about, right? So just put this to say it is not inclusive. So that means it is a range from 0, reach whatever negative positive number, a billion, 100, from 0 to infinity, where 0 is inclusive. So that is the answer. So this is the range and this is the domain. Very easy question. So when you see this on your test or exams, good luck to you guys, and certain that you guys will ace it already. So you might see a question like this too. This one is on continuity. We don't really talk much about this one because this one is just basic algebra. They might ask you to multiply them, add them, whatever. All you need to do is just use normal algebra. So very easy. All you need to do is just add them. So just bring out f of x, which is 2x minus 3, and then add plus the whole thing, plus, don't always forget this sign, and then put everything in brackets, meaning that the addition is affecting the whole thing, plus 1, like this, and then distribute the positive, open the bracket, 2x minus 3 plus x squared plus 1, and then you can just solve like this. This will now be rearrange, bring the one with the highest power to the front, x squared, and then plus 2x minus 3 plus 1, that will be minus 2. So this is your answer. Very easy, quadratic. You can choose to solve the quadratic equation, give the two expressions if you like, but you can leave it like this. Your answer is still perfect like this. So how about this one? Like, give you a question like this. Very easy. All you need to do is just divide them like this over like this. Very easy. This one now, it doesn't expand, but you can just leave the answer like this is the final answer. Still very correct. Where you need to expand, where you don't need to expand, leave it like that. This is the answer. Look at this question now. It's saying that this is f of x. Now they are saying f of 0 is equal to what? Meaning that wherever you see x, put 0. You get, wherever you see x, put 0. That's all they are saying. So all you need to do is just direct substitution. So it should look like this. And if you solve this 0, this everything here, 0 minus 0 minus 6. So this is 0 minus 5. So the answer will be minus 6 over minus 5, which is 6 over 5. Very easy. That's the answer. So you can also see another common question like this, very easy. So it says f of half is equal to what? So they are saying whenever you see x or wherever you see x, replace it with a half or 1 over 2. Just put it 1 over 2 anywhere you see x. So it's going to look like this. So it's going to look like this. Whenever you see x, put half there. So half times a half, that will be 1 over 4. Don't mistake a 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 for 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Take everything step by step in the exam. Questions like this are very easy, but you can make mistakes. You can accidentally say 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 is 1. It's 1 over 4. So take note. Be careful. So this will now be 2 times 1 over 2. 2 dies with this, and that's just minus 1. Like this minus 2 dies with this 2 here. That's minus 1 plus 2. And in total, your answer will be 1 whole number 1 over 4. You can write it in decimal if you want. Everything here still the same thing. So guys, that's it for this video, and make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.